with bullets. Realizing they were under attack, everyone immediately went into combat mode. With help from the building's security staff, the enemy's car crashed into a flower bed and flipped into a ditch. However, the assassin's intentions were clear. He got out of the vehicle and continued shooting recklessly, but was eventually shot down by Bianca. It was clearly a planned assassination attempt. Fortunately, no one was injured. Still shaken by the gravity of the situation, Bianca quickly got into a vehicle and led the special ops team to the hotel. However, when they stormed in, there was no trace of Jack. It seemed that Jack's decision to leave the hotel the night before had been a wise one. He temporarily moved into Alvaro's house under the guise of being a designer. Jack expressed his desire to visit the inside of the hall in the evening, but Alvaro told him that after tonight's performance the entire area would be completely sealed off. No one would be allowed in or out without a special permit. Even Alvaro himself didn't know why. Jack understood that he had to act sooner. He immediately told Alvaro that his company was requesting his urgent return that same night. To help Jack fulfill his wish, Alvaro brought him to the hall in the afternoon and handed him his access card so that Jack could enter the staff-only area. Following the instructions on the blueprint, Jack went straight to the door leading to the rooftop. Then, with practiced ease, he located a special key hidden in the wall, which he used to unlock the middle section of the ventilation duct. After carefully surveying the area, Jack quickly returned to the lobby. Alvaro wanted to invite him to dinner, but Jack declined. He had an assassination to carry out. But then an unexpected incident occurred. The backyard of his house caught fire. Jack's brother-in-law had always wanted to buy a bar, so he and Jack's mother-in-law persuaded Jack's wife to take some money from his secret room. But the brother-in-law was insatiably greedy. In addition to taking the cash, he also grabbed the pistol lying next to it. All of this was seen by Jackal. It seemed that the troubles at home had to be put aside. He needed to focus on the mission first. That evening, Jack bid farewell to Alvaro. Though his heart was filled with reluctance, Alvaro could only watch Jack walk away. He never imagined that this gentle-looking, harmless man would eventually take his life. On the island where the richest man in the world resided, the head of security reported that he had received intelligence about MI6's failure to apprehend the assassin in Budapest. He advised the richest man not to go to Talent and instead hold the software launch event online right there on the island. However, after hearing this, the richest man flew into a rage. He had spent an entire year preparing for this event and had invited many prominent figures to Talent. If he didn't show up, wouldn't he become a laughingstock?
Better ridiculous than dead.
Debatable.
The richest man's attitude was exactly what Jack had hoped for. By then, he had already arrived at the venue. Using a disguise, he passed through the security checkpoint with ease. He went to the reception desk and bought a few bottles of mineral water, some bags of nuts, and 4 chocolate bars. Midway through the concert, Jack stood up and left. Out in the hallway, he expertly opened the stairwell door and proceeded to a location he had scouted earlier. He closed the hatch cover and crawled inside to hide in the intermediate space, awaiting the arrival of the richest man in the world. But before that, Jack had removed the cast from his leg, disassembled its parts, and reassembled them into a sniper rifle, which he placed next to him. There were still 2 days and nights left before the launch event. Jack could get plenty of rest. He quickly fell asleep, but horrifying memories surfaced in his mind and startled him awake. It seemed that the events of the past were wounds Jack could never truly forget. Fortunately, he had later met his current wife, the one who brought a bit of warmth into his life. The next morning, while Jack was sharpening a bank card, he suddenly heard footsteps above him. Someone had come to inspect the scene. However, the woman didn't detect that someone was hiding beneath